Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hello.
Yes. You're now witnessing the power of the podcast for Daily Flash.
Yep.
We need to come up with a name.
Yeah, that's actually a big push for what we're trying to do. We want a name for this. We're in the flashback room, and it's a play on words, like like a flashback. Like we were going to talk about what happened on the show and that sort of thing. But our show's a little bit more different. It's different than that. It's more than that too. So there we go. And I don't know if you guys, but are happy. Matt, I know you're probably a little upset, and our only single guy here on the set, Ariana Grande, is now divorced and ready for you.
No, I don't want that. She looks too much like a little kid.
She's too expensive too.
Oh yeah. Oh, hey. But there's good news in that story, though. I'll let you tell the story first.
All right, so she married this real estate guy back in 2020.
2020, yeah.
They got divorced. She has to pay him $1 million flat, and then pay his lawyer fees as well. So that relationship was not working out well. She's like, what do I got to do?
I'll get out of here. I just want to get out.
She's still thinking about Big Sean. That's all. She made a song about it.
or Pete Davidson.
So then, we're talking about her on there and everything, and then this young girl, she's 30.
Yeah, she's 30. She just looks
she's
so young, though.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That would make me feel weird. She looks too young.
Money keeps looking young, but she's just had so many of these. Like, I mean, her big one was, what was the guy that died?
I forgot his name.
Not me.
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Mac
so
Miller.
That was like
Mac
that's
Miller.
always been like her love of the life that died. And then she did the thing with Pete Davidson, which was a circus.
Big
and then
Sean.
This guy I didn't even know about because I don't track celebrity weddings and stuff as much. But
she gets around. Around.
Well, I mean. We don't know what that world is like as far as dating goes either. Like,
dude, come on now. She gets around, bro.
Did y'all watch Quiet on the Set?
No, I stayed away from there because it would just ruin
the most disturbing video comes from Ariana Grande. The things that they had her do on the website, because they have a show, they have Nickelodeon, they have a network, but then they would also at the time pushing a lot of people to their website. They would have her doing some stuff, and like I was uncomfortable watching it because she was like 12, 14 years old.
That time she was super young.
Super young, and she looks just the same to me.
She hasn't changed.
All right, so there's some new laws up in New York where they're saying, you know what, you're allowed to cheat on your wife. Do you know that in some countries?
Oh, sorry.
Or excuse me, some states.
You're not the married one here.
Hey, that's right. I cheat on my diet, so Hey.
Is that the same thing? That there are some states that it's a felony if you're caught with adultery. Now, since 1972, they've only had, in New York State, 5 people convicted. And the maximum sentence up in that state was 3 months. But they're also on the books. And they're very archaic. They're very 1800 kind of
I guarantee you, no woman has been convicted of cheating on their husband. I guarantee you.
It's usually all the men.
It's always the dudes. We get the hardest sentences.
And New York always has the highest profiles of those. Like I said on the show, Anthony Weiner. There was that other senator from up there. There's multiple businessmen. I don't need to mention who, but he's been
you got some power brokers in New York. So, I mean,
it's one of those cities where it's easy to get away. They did a release thing a few years ago. I think it was like Ashley Madison before they got into trouble. And it was the cities where there's most cheating going on. Mm-hmm. Orlando was number 1 and Vegas was number 2 because of all the conventions down here. And all the dudes.
Vegas as well.
Vegas is because of the conventions.
I thought it was because of the
New
York
was number 3. No,
not the Villages.
They ain't even cheating.
They're just living that life,
going from room to room.
Pineapple, upside down pineapple. Don't ask me how I know that. Don't ask me.
All right, so should they actually? There's other states like Oklahoma, I think Wisconsin. They're still on the laws there, and as I mentioned, they were felonies there. Should they be taken off the laws altogether? We'd love to hear from you about that. FlashyDailyFlashShow.com, or of course on our socials, you can sign off. We'd love to hear about it. By the way, when you do comment on it, James will actually culminate all of your thoughts, and we share them on the air. So it's something cool to do.
And it's me responding a lot, so come with it. Don't come easy.
All right, our next thing that's happened in the world here in our state. They're passing a bill that is going to really just overhaul social media for minors, meaning banning it for under 14 and under and that sort of thing. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to police it, number one. I can't see. Kids are going to get on it no matter what. They're already on it. That's how they communicate.
But, are you going to have to submit some sort of identification? How
do you do that?
But you got to get permission for your parents and stuff, too.
I know when I was traveling with my parents, I think I turned 14, they got me just an identity card. It wasn't a driver's license or anything yet. So you're going to have to take your kid to the DMV and get them a identity card so they can get a Facebook.
Well, they're saying up to 14. Now, when you're 15, you can get your permit. So
Yeah.
then you would have one then. However, but I think we might be looking at it in the wrong direction. Is that, okay, if I upload an ID, it's saying that I'm 16 or older, number
Right.
one. And if you don't have one, well, then you're not supposed to be on it in the first place.
But well, they required an ID too. So, I mean, you can create any other,
Yeah, that's true.
fake profile. These
They're
kids
gonna
are
do that. They're
these-
smart enough. They get
Right,
a
that's what I'm
tablet
saying.
in their
They're tech
hand at
savvy,
2
so-
years old. They're gonna know
Right.
how to get around.
Yeah.
And the first person in their school that hacks the system, like back in the day when the first person got the CD-ROM drive where you could
Right.
you figured out how to burn stuff. I may have done that. It went around.
Yeah.
I was a little
May
entrepreneur.
have.
It just spreads like wildfires, and next thing you know, every kid in there is going to have it.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I like the idea of them banning the phones in school.
Yes.
I think that there are too many distractions. Look, I have a teenager, so I understand it. I'm talking to his teachers, but I just think after that, it's kind of hard to police, and I think we're just doing it just for show.
Do you remember when 50 Cent he did a movie and he lost a ton of weight for this
Yes.
movie? And like he was unrecognizable. Well, my son at the time, he loved 50 Cent. So I sent him this picture and he was in school at the time and he got the picture and he got in trouble because his phone went off and it was me the one that sent it. And so and I liked how they did this. Their school would take the phone and the teacher would get it. If you want this phone from your child, you're going to have to come up here at 3 o'clock. Pick it up and get it. So if he kept on getting in trouble, I go, look, I'm not going to pick that thing up anymore. You're going to leave it here at the house.
Right.
Resolved. But when I went up there, I had to go, well, he got in trouble because of me. I'm the one who said it. And she looked at me like, you should know better. But I always felt really bad about that.
Hey.
I can't, again, I can't see this actually really coming to fruition. Some suggestions were making it a paying service.
Yeah.
I can't see that being viable because look what happened to Twitter.
Well, the social media services will go against that. If they're like, we don't want to make people pay for it. You can't make us charge for our, product if we don't want to.
Right. Well, I mean, we are the product.
We are the product.
We are the product.
And, they make their money off of advertising.
Right.
With the last time they went to Congress to fight these, they had to explain to the 80-year-old senators, well, how do you make money? What's your product?
It's the crazy thing is they do a lot of stuff overseas and they know they can't do it here. They try to put out stories and like, hey, well, this could happen, and once the revolt happens, then they'll lose money because it is all us, ladies and gentlemen. You are the product. You actually have a price on your head for every person that's on social media. You have a price on your head.
If you're not paying for it, like James said, you are the product because they're harvesting all your information that they can get from you to make you to send more ads so that they can make money on that way. They're going to make money. Next, we go to Italy for our next story here where they have banned fake meat, laboratory grown meat. And this is a country that loves food. Matt, you got to go to Europe last year. And Italy is a country that prosciutto, all those delicious foods that we love. I love Italian
Mamma
food.
mia.
Traditional
and
ones.
Italian women.
I love the idea. However, I also see people are going, listen, we're moving into an age that we're going to have to figure out how to feed people, and the fake meat is going to be the answer. I'm not advocating. I'm just saying.
They were very strict. When I went to Europe, I went to mostly the London, UK, and then we went to France. We didn't get to Italy. But they were very adamant about you do not bring American garbage food over here. That was number one. They were very serious about that. Cool. And then when you're going out to we went up to Wales for the day, and you're going on this train, and you literally see the cows going in. Mm-hmm. I had the best burger of my life at this little shack in the middle of Wales. And I'm pretty sure I saw the cow on the way in because that thing was amazing. But they're very careful with what they import out there.
I'll be on your plate.
But they're just very careful. Whereas here we're trying to make ways so we can overproduce stuff, and that's what they're trying to stay away from.
I want to say this: a lot of you don't realize that a lot of stuff that we eat here in the U.S. is actually banned overseas, and we wonder why we have some of the health situations that we have.
No, you're right.
So even down to dyes for the food.
When I was over there, you could look at somebody across the street and go, American.
Yeah,
just looking, and you're they're American. Like
I played football, that's why I'm still big. I'm trying to get rid of the football weight. I still got 3 kids.
Vegetarian folks really pushing this. I also, though, to hop on what you had said, James, is that we add so much to our food. It's
Yeah.
not even really food. So to come out and say we have laboratory raised meat
Right.
that is going to be filled with chemicals, and they're going to try to sell it any way that they can, and it's not going to be real. And I can see long-term health problems.
Well, I can see you kind of mentioned it in terms of, I mean, we are back in another new form of the space race of getting off this planet, and my wife's actually involved in a lot of the ongoings with that, with space lawyers and what they can regulate and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing is, if there's a few books out there on what do we do when we're colonizing the rest of the planet. So there's a whole series of stuff about, like, we're gonna have to build an ecosystem up there. I mean, how many cows are you going to transfer to Mars?
Right.
I mean, you just can't. And how are you going to keep that protein up?
Every time I think of this, I think of Star Trek. They have the little things you can put on there. It's like, please make this, and it makes it for you.
When is that going to happen? Why don't we have it?
We can 3D print food now.
Oh, I've heard about that. Yeah.
So we can do that now. It's just taking it to the next level.
All right. Final subject here, and this one's actually very, very controversial, and we need everybody to sign off on this. But crop tops for men. There's this dude who I guess he's a former athlete,
yeah, of course,
and he's all over the social medias, and he's wearing crop tops, and they're saying that companies are going to start making crop tops for men. I said they've been around forever. It's just they were called T-shirts, and fat guys wore them.
They have, man. They have. I mean, even you talk about the person you talk about, Ezekiel Elliott, and but a lot of guys. I'm gonna be honest. When we played football in college, it's Central Michigan University, Fire Up Chips. So we, even in the snow, we actually had cutoff shirts. So offensive linemen were built, so we wore what we wore.
Yeah, but didn't you wear this for your pads? Wasn't that?
Yeah, it was a cutoff T-shirt, shorts, and pads, and the helmet. That was
the cutoff shirt was like the help for the pads, right?
Right.
I always thought that's what.
I wore one under my basketball thing just because they made the jerseys all bad and rubbing nippies. But they this trend is like fashion goes in circles, right? Like it's
a lot of stuff is coming back from the '60s.
When they started with the guys wearing the bags over their shoulders now, and everybody's like, "Oh, what is that?
Is it a satchel?"
Yeah, it was like first thing. Now you just see guys wearing them, and it's a thing. It goes around.
Dudes have like purses now.
It's just like with any gender, race, whatever. There's just some clothes that ain't going to look good on you.
Yeah,
no matter how hard you want that to happen.
I guarantee people will wear it. I guarantee you're going to have a lot of people in New York and LA wear it. I guarantee you're all going to be seen at Diddy's house. I guarantee. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry.
It takes one celebrity. It takes one big celebrity influence.
Yeah,
like a Logan Paul or Jake Paul or one of them starts a trend like that.
Yeah, it is what it is. It is fashion. Just make sure the right people wear it.
That's the point. I would if I had the body like I said, if I was shaving my head the V and all that, I'm talking about the V, not the actual V, but we're talking about the muscle V. Is that I would do it, but I told you I'm going to yell and say no.
I'm friends with and I hang out with a bunch of like pro wrestler types, right?
Yeah.
You will never see one of them unless they're forced to put a shirt on with sleeves.
Now
they will say
it's part of the gig,
but they're like I work my ass off to show these off, so I'm just going to.
I mean, because they go into the ring, half dressed anyway.
Yeah, they're in there naked as it is. Right. So what's it matter?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And again, as we said at the top of the show, we're looking for a name for this show, this podcast, so you could actually be a part of it by naming it, but also communicating with us, right, James?
Yes. Once you go on, you see us on. Leave comments in the comment section of the social media. We'll be able to look at them and respond to you instantly. So please do so. Let's have fun. And if you're really, really good and you're cool, we may invite you to be on the show and have you pop up live and just join us.
All right. Appreciate you joining us here today. You can also check us out on our website, dailyflashshow.com. And we need you. We love you. We want you back again. We do this. We're going to be doing it every Tuesday. So hang out with us. Got something you want to talk about? Let us know. We'll share it on the big show. Here's what the temporary name is right now.
Big show.
Big show.
Right. Big show in the back room.
Hey. That's what she said.